And there continues to be underneath this debate the utterly false notion that public option is a progressive cause alone, since 77% still deem the public option extremely or quite important. That according to a recent poll which used language identical to a June NBC News Wall Street Journal poll. Indeed, over the past month, a slew of recent polls asking about the choice of a public option has produced support between 55 and 77%, not just of progressives, but of Americans. Let's turn now to founder and publisher of Daily Kos, author of Taking on the System, Markos Moulitsas. Good evening again, Markos.
Happy Friday, Keith.
Yeah, not really. Those poll numbers are broadly consistent. So how has the public option been rather successfully painted as solely some sort of progressive pet outlier kind of outlandish project?
Well, it's a lot easier to demonize in a campaign of lies and fear if you paint the public option as a communist liberal plot to kill your grandmother. In reality, it's a plan that would introduce competition, market competition, into a field that is very much monopoly-based. But that's not as big of a sell. To me, what's interesting is that the American people have sort of rejected that campaign of lies and fear. It still enjoys broad public support, not just among Democrats, not even among independents, but also a significant minority of Republicans.
The notion, if this is true, and all the reporting seems to suggest it is, including what we just heard from Clarence Page, that the president is preparing to ask liberal Democrats to be good soldiers, also seems horse back of the cart here. Millions of progressives, not just, you know, maybe independent-minded Republicans or lawmakers, voted for Barack Obama for president. Are they not simply asking that, actually for the first time in this administration, he be the good soldier and do simply what he was elected to do and what he said he would do?
Not just progressives, Keith, also independents. I mean, this was a campaign that was predicated on change we can believe in. And time again, we've seen, you know, so-called change watered down into sort of tinkering around the edges. It's a compromise. This is the signature issue for Democrats. This was the #1 issue after the war in Iraq. And if they can't deliver on this, even though those progressives and independents and even some Republicans delivered historically large majorities in Congress and in the White House, then I think there's nothing that Democrats can do, no matter how big a majority.
What is going on in the White House at the moment? How do they see it that they have come to this conclusion